G'day guys, Pete here. Thanks for tuning into my channel. Today we're going to be looking at a 24-hour ration made by Jomipsa. This is a bloody big ration and I can't wait to crack into it and see what's inside. Alrighty, let's take a bit of a closer look. Written across the top here, it states it is a 24-hour combat ration pack. This menu is number 3, which is Western. It has a breakfast, lunch, and a dinner. Now, this ration is made by Jomipsa in Spain, but who they made it for is a little ambiguous. It's been said that it is a ration made for the French Special Forces, or a ration made for the United Nations. Look, I'm not really sure. If you know, whack it in the comments. Now, right at the top here, we have some printing and it says Jomipsa, and it has the date of production, and that is January 2024. Below that, we have the batch lot number. And then below that, we have the BBE DDM. Now, BBE is best before end, and DDM is minimum durability date, and that is August of 2026. So around 2 years and 7-month shelf life. So we're well in those dates at this stage. Now over here we have a fresh check sticker. These are the same stickers that they put on the outside of MRE cases, and if it looks like a donut, which it does, then we're looking good. That means there's been no heat stress. Now moving down the ration, we also have the full contents, which is great, but we won't spoil the surprise by going through all of that. And then below that, we have the nutritional information. I'll just give you a couple of things here, and it is 16,824 kilojoules or 4,021 kcal. Now, we also have the weight here, which states 1.8. I've actually weighed it, and it is 1.87, so that's pretty good. All right, that is about it. There's nothing else written on it, nothing on the back. All right, let's get into it. Alrighty, to open it, there is no peelable seal or tear notch, so we're just going to be slicing it open with our knife. I made a balls up of that. Let's try that again. Jesus. Shocking. Alrighty, the first item out is going to be crunchy muesli with dry fruits. It is 35 grams. And next out we have salty biscuits. There's going to be a few of those in here. And there's the second, salty biscuits. And the next component out is a bit of an odd one, classic hummus. I've never had hummus before in a ration. That's going to be interesting. It is a 60-gram serve. And we have a vegan protein shake, banana flavour. This one is 40 grams. We have a small salt and pepper. And next item out is a soap pad or a tampon de savon, also known as. It is obviously great to have something to clean up your mess kit. That's great. And next out we have a chicken curry soup, 20 grams. And next out we have a cereal bar with cocoa, nice vacuum seal. And we have an awesome pack of paper tissues. And we have a orange and almond bar, that looks good. We have our first pack of sugar, there's going to be more of those. Oh boy, the dreaded wooden spork. We have a partly skimmed milk powder, 20 grams. And we have this thing. It states it is a Proteo Plus, which is a fruit and protein mix. It is a liquid. It is 100 grams. Oh, nice. We have a ginger cake, 95 grams. The first pack here of sweet biscuits. And next up we have an isotonic drink. This one contains vitamins and minerals. It is cranberry flavour. We have a single tea bag. There's probably more. And we have another partly skimmed milk powder. That makes 2. And we have a pack here of apricots and raisins, nice and dense. We have our first coffee. And next up we have some spearmint chewing gum. We have a 30-gram serve of peanut butter. We have a 12-gram hot sauce. And we have a second peanut butter. And a second tea bag. A chili powder. And a second sugar. We have a second sweet biscuits. We have 2 moist wipes. And we have the first of one of our mains, and it looks like some sugar is possibly leaked inside the bag here. This one is beans and sausage stew, or cassoulet. That sounds yummy. Running out of room here to put everything. We have another salt and pepper. And we have another 2 sugars, and there's the one with a hole. And we have another one of our mains, and this one is creamy beef stew, and it is 365 grams like the other one. And we have a single small Ziploc bag. This has multiple uses. And the final item that we have is a Espit branded stove. And in that we have the stove itself, the metal part, and we have 6 solid fuel tablets. We have matches and a striker, and we have 4 aqua tabs as well. Awesome. And that is the entire contents there of the ration. You know what? There's a few interesting components here for sure. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to break it down into 3 meals, a breakfast, lunch, and a dinner, and we'll be right back with breakfast. And this is going to be the selection for breakfast. We have crunchy muesli with dry fruits. We've got sweet biscuits, probably going with that peanut butter. We have some skim milk powder, just in case we need it for our muesli. And of course, you can't start the day without a coffee. We also have a vegan protein banana flavored shake. We have some apricots and raisins. We have an orange and almond bar and some gum. And we also have some paper tissues and moist wipe. And first up, we'll mix up our vegan protein shake banana flavor. Now it calls for 500 mils of water. The only thing I can find that's 500 mils, again, beer stein. Whoops, this is very fine powder. There you go. Now we're going to be mixing that up with our wooden spork. Now you only get one of these sporks, so yeah, you're supposed to use it all day, a wooden one. I don't know how well that's going to last. Oh, it smells amazing, this banana smell coming from this shake. It's all floating on the top there. And next up, we'll be mixing up our coffee. Looks like a spray dried coffee there. Now we'll just be having our coffee black so I can actually taste it. It's a little bit hard to tell what coffee tastes like when it's mixed with sugar and obviously milk powder. And next up we'll mix up our crunchy muesli. Can't see a tear notch anywhere. We'll just make our own. And now we'll get the rest of our components open, starting with our orange and almond bar. It's like you just separate the two parts. We'll get open our sweet biscuits. Nice sleeve there to protect them. Looks like it failed. And next up, we'll open up our apricots and raisins. Looks like the same here, just separate the two halves. A bit dark. And of course we have our peanut butter. You know what? That is really, really runny in there. There is no crunchy pieces of peanut in there. It's obviously a smooth peanut butter. Push all that down. Let's have a bit of a look at muesli. You can see it is obviously oat flakes there, and we have sultanas only. I had a look at the ingredients list, and there's sultanas, and it looks like we've got 7 of them. Woohoo! Now, it also is a little bit dry, so what we might do is mix up some of this milk powder, and we'll have that with our muesli. Smells nice. Kind of a bit like off milk. Alrighty, first up, let's try our black coffee. Oh boy, that is not a nice coffee. It is sour, kind of fruity a little bit. Tastes a little bit like motor oil. Yeah, that's not very nice at all. Yeah, look, that's why it's worth just trying the coffee black. That way you can really taste it. Mixed with the milk powder and the sugar, you'll never know how really bad it is. But yeah, that's some pretty bad coffee. First up, let's try our muesli with 7 sultanas. Now, I did put probably a little bit too much milk in there. But anyway, we'll go with that. Now, I don't know how well this is going to go as a spoon, this spork, but we'll give it a try. Yeah, that's really nice. It is way too runny. I did put too much water in my milk, but yeah, it's got a great flavour. How this spork is working, it's an absolute disaster. Subs in a proper spoon. Oh, now you're talking. It is a very mild flavour. You can see on the top here we have some what look like rice bubbles, and then inside that we have obviously oats and what look like coconut as well. There's one of our 7 sultanas. Yeah, the sultanas are nice and chewy. You get a little bit of crackle from those rice bubbles. Oh shit, I got all 4 in one spoon. Now there is no artificial flavour here. Basically all you can taste is just the milk powder, the coconut, the oats, and if you're lucky, a sultana. That is absolutely beautiful. All right, next up we might try our apricot and raisins. Look at that apricot there. I don't know whether it's just the colours from the raisins have come through, but yeah, it doesn't look so good. Looks like it's oxidised a fair bit. Oh, give that a try. Yeah, that piece of apricot is absolutely fine. It obviously is just the colours from the raisins leaching across and turning the apricots dark. But you know what? It has a great flavour of apricot. You can still taste it. It's not overly sweet. Nice and chewy. Yeah, that's great. And of course we have our raisins. There you go, have a look at those. Nice and dark. All right, give them a go. Yeah, look, I don't know about these things. They are really dark. I don't know whether they have oxidised or not. They shouldn't. They're well in their best before date. They have a real sort of dark flavour to them, but yeah, look, I think they're okay. There's a bit of apricot and raisin all stuck together. Yum. Yeah, look, they actually go together really well. That sort of dark, nutty flavour from the raisin and that sort of sweet apricot. Yeah, they're good. All right, we'll just cleanse our palette here with this motor oil. Ew. And next up, we'll try our sweet biscuits. There's a whole one. Yeah, it doesn't really smell of much. All right, give that a try. Yeah, look, that's a nice biscuit. It's not overly sweet. It is a mild sweet biscuit. And you know what it reminds me of? Teddy bear biscuits. Here in Australia, we get these biscuits called teddy bear biscuits, and it tastes almost the same as that. Next up, we'll try our vegan protein shake banana flavour. Give it another stir. It's nice and thick. Now that's mixed to 500 mils, exactly what's required. A little lumpy at the top here. All right, give that a try. Yeah, look, visually that looks amazing and it does have a nice aroma, but you know what? It doesn't taste great. It is very, very mild in banana flavour. It's kind of got a real sort of chemical sort of taste. I wonder if that's the sort of vegan protein part of it. You know, whether it's soy protein or something like that. But you know what? Yeah, it's got a bit of a yucky flavour. That banana flavour, even though it is very mild, doesn't really taste of bananas. It's kind of like a real sort of cross between sort of nutty banana flavour, but it's real subtle and it's real shit really, to be honest. It's not very nice. All right, next up, let's try our peanut butter. And of course, we're going to be having it with our sweet biscuits. I reckon this is going to be pretty good. Yeah, look, that's a really nice peanut butter. It is obviously a smooth peanut butter. There is no crunch to it. And it goes great on this sweet biscuit for sure. Yeah, that peanut butter is amazing on these biscuits. You really do need something. These biscuits are really dry. And you know what? This runny peanut butter is amazing. All right, we'll just wash that down with a little bit more of this. I do not want to try any more of that. So this is the best of the worst. Oh. And next up, we're going to be trying our orange and almond bar. Looks good. Hopefully that's not mold, that white material on there. Ooh, nice and dense and soft. All right, we'll give that a try. Yeah, that's lovely. It's got a sort of bitter orange flavour, slightly crunchy, has the consistency of, say, a date or something like that. Alrighty, we'll try that with peanut butter. I reckon this is going to be an amazing combo. Yeah, that elevates it to another level. That is absolutely lovely. Those two go together perfectly. Look, my hands are a little bit sticky, so let's try a moist wipe. Very moist. You can see that there, soaking. All right, I can smell it from here. Let's have a bit of a close-up smell. Yeah, that's got a great fragrance. Not too perfumey for the UN soldier or French Special Forces. Yeah, it's got a real sort of sweet perfume. That's lovely. All right, and while we're here, let's have a look at our paper tissues. There you go. Essentially a napkin, but of course you can use it as such, or obviously you could use it as toilet paper as well. We'll just use it to clean our spoon. And then that brings us to our spearmint chewing gum. You get 5 bricks there. We'll just try 2. Yeah, that's a pretty decent gum. Lots of spearmint flavour. Pretty decent breakfast for sure. That muesli with the 7 sultanas and the hot milk powder, that was lovely. The peanut butter on our sweet biscuits was nice. The fruit, yeah, that was all right. And our orange and almond bar, yeah, that was pretty nice as well. These 2 drinks were terrible. But anyway, that's it for breakfast, and we will take this over to lunch. Alrighty, welcome to lunch, and we're going to be having our creamy beef stew. That's been boiling in the pot for 10 minutes, so it's nice and hot. Has a nice gusseted base. Super. And with that, we're going to be having our cereal bar with cocoa, our salty biscuits, our hummus. Very excited to try that. Hot sauce in case it's needed. Beverages, we have a tea and an isotonic vitamin and mineral drink, cranberry flavour. And first up, we'll start with our drinks. And the first drink we're going to mix up is our isotonic vitamin mineral drink, which is cranberry flavoured. Now, it also calls for around 250 mils of water. And of course, we'll be using our substituted spoon. And next up, we'll be doing our tea. Black tea. Sorry about the lens. We'll just put that over here to steep. And we'll get the rest of our components open. Starting here with our cereal bar with cocoa. Nice dense bar, vacuum sealed. Salty biscuits. Cardboard packer. Let's see if it protected these biscuits. No, it didn't. Well, at least they're not all crumbled. Look exactly like the other ones. And of course, we have our classic hummus. This is a weird component in a ration for sure. I've never had hummus in any ration. This is going to be interesting. No tear notch. Ooh, I'll just squeeze it out, some of it anyway. And of course we have our main. Just have a quick look at the ingredients here. Water, potato, 30%, beef, meat, 20%, sunflower oil, modified starch, salt, and potassium chloride, which can be a bit of a salt substitute. Nice and hot, tear notches. Now this is a creamy stew. Ooh, look at that. Oh, huge chunk of beef. Alrighty, first up, I've got to go for this stew. This looks absolutely amazing. Now, there is only a few ingredients here, potato and beef, and obviously what makes up this milky sauce here, which has a little bit of bacon in it and a little bit of flavouring and possibly sort of potatoes that are sort of broken down. Check out this huge chunk of beef. Look at that thing. And then you get a bit of a grizzly bit here. Doesn't look as good. All right, first up, we might just try some potato and this sauce. Look at that. Yeah, that sauce is really nice. It's sort of creamy, sort of bacon flavour comes through. And the potatoes themselves, yeah, they're cooked to perfection. In fact, they're probably almost cooked a little bit too far. They seem to be breaking down a little bit. But Yeah, nice consistency nonetheless. Now it looks like you get a fair few potato bits in there. Yeah, that sauce is absolutely beautiful. Nice and creamy. Yeah, that's lovely. Now, of course, I want to try it with this beef. Let's get this whole chunk of beef onto my spoon. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Oh boy, that's a mouthful. All right, might see if I can just break that in half, I think. See how tender it is. Yeah, there you go. Look at that. Nice and tender beef. Yeah, melts in your mouth. Beautiful, tender piece of beef. Not a great deal of flavour with it though. But just beautiful, soft and tender. Yeah, that completely just melts in your mouth for sure. All right, we're going to do a little bit of beef and a little bit of this potato and sauce. Here's our beef and our potato. Man, oh man, that is lovely. What a great dish for sure. All right, made a bit of a mess there. We'll use another one of our napkins. Yeah, that is lovely. Nice and creamy and beautiful piece of soft meat. But you know what? There's no heat to that at all. But we can change that. Let's try a little bit with our hot sauce. 10-notch. Hallelujah. Let's put some over here. Oh, that might be a little bit too much hot sauce. Oh well. Yeah, that is a pretty decent hot sauce. It's a very sweet hot sauce though. Yeah, that definitely helps. Whew. Next up, we might try our biscuits. Now, these are the salty biscuits. Can't tell the difference from the sweet ones. They look exactly the same or very similar. Give that a try. Yeah, that's bland. Not salty. I mean, it's not sweet like the other one, but it is certainly bland. Yeah, you're definitely going to need something with these biscuits. They are pretty dry and pretty bland. They definitely need some sort of topping. All right, we might wash that down with a little bit of our tea. Let's get this tea bag out. Yeah, compared to the other beverages in this ration, you know what? I'm pretty happy with just a consistent black tea. All right, you know what might go well in this sauce, just to give it a little bit of crunch? Is maybe a couple of these salty biscuits. Yeah, that's not bad. You know what? It hasn't helped the stew in any way. The stew itself is really nice, but it certainly helped the biscuits because they are pretty bland and pretty boring. All right, we'll wash that down with a cranberry isotonic vitamin and mineral drink. All right, give that a try. Yeah, that's okay. It isn't overly sweet. It definitely has a bit of a sports drink vibe going on with it. But you know what's missing? The cranberry flavour. It has a fruity flavour, but it's not cranberry. I don't know whose job it is at Jomipsa to sort of match flavours, but you know what? They have no idea. The drinks in the breakfast didn't taste like what they were meant to, and neither does this. It has a fruity flavour, but you know what? It ain't cranberry. Yeah, it's a pretty decent drink overall, unknown flavour and all. Next up, we're going to be trying our classic hummus. So we'll just try that first, just on its own. Now, I do like hummus, so it'd be interesting to see if I quite like this. Oh, well, that's a bit disappointing because I quite like hummus, but I do not like this. It definitely doesn't taste of the hummus that I know. You can tell it is made from chickpeas. It definitely has that sort of chickpea flavour, but it doesn't sort of taste like hummus like I know it. Now, the consistency of it is weird too. It's almost like mashed potato. It's very soft. Yeah, you can definitely taste it is chickpeas, and it definitely has a bit of a sort of vinegar flavour coming through, but you know what? It just doesn't taste like hummus is meant to taste like. What we might do is try a little bit on our biscuit. get on there. There we go. That was difficult. Give that a try. Look, you know what? It is what it is. It's not the hummus that I know. Is it terrible? Look, it's not bad. It's just, yeah, just not what you expect. All right, might have this last bit of meat, even though it looks like a little piece of gristle stuck to it. There you go, a bit of meat and potato. Absolutely the best part of this lunch is this main. It is absolutely beautiful. And then that brings us to our cereal bar with cocoa. You can certainly see it is a chocolate cocoa sort of bar, and it definitely has oats that you can see in there. A little bit soft. Oh, give that a go. Yeah, that's not bad. It isn't overly sweet. You can definitely taste the chocolate though. You know what it reminds me of? A chocolate First Strike bar. Nice and chewy like that is as well. Yeah, that's lovely. Alright, we'll just wash this down with our mystery drink. Yeah, you know what it tastes like? The beverage powder grape that you get in MREs. Yeah, that's kind of the flavour that comes through. Alrighty, that was lunch. You know what? That creamy beef stew was amazing. The drinks were definitely better than the breakfast drinks. They were quite nice. That hummus though, that, even though it was edible, just didn't taste quite right. Yeah, I wasn't a fan. Salty biscuits were not salty, just bland. And that chocolate bar. Yeah, you know what? That was lovely. Alright guys, we'll see you at dinner. Alrighty, welcome to dinner, and for dinner we're going to be having beans and sausage stew, or cassoulet. We also have our chicken curry soup. We have our Proteo Plus fruit and protein mix. Chili in case we need it. We have an amazing sounding ginger cake. And we have paper tissues if we need them. And first up, let's mix up our chicken and curry soup. Oh, shit. Nice colour. Shit. I mix them very well. It's already gotten a bit thick. And next up, we'll have a look at our Proteo Plus. It is a fruit and protein mix. And just looking at the ingredients, it is a sort of mixture of fruit puree and soya protein. Sounds lovely. Now, obviously, you would just suck it out of this pouch. Just so you can get a bit of a look at it, I will pour it into this cup. Oh, it's a bit darker than I thought it would be. Almost like a chocolate mousse in its colour. And then we'll open up our ginger cake. Real fan of ginger items, so I'm really going to like this. What is wrong with people not putting tear notches in? Got it. Oh, look at that. It's wrapped in a piece of sort of baking paper there. Wow, it's a very moist cake. And next up, we'll have a look at our main. It is beans and sausage stew, or cassoulet. The ingredients are white beans, 42%. We have sausages, 12%, and they're made up of mechanically separated chicken meat. That sounds divine. And then we have a heap of other sort of bits and pieces in those ingredients. You have a look at that if you want to pause it and read it. 10 notches. Wow, you get 4 decent little sausages there. First up, let's try our chicken curry soup. Oh wow, that's thickened up. Wow. All right, I think we'll be taking a spoonful of that. Give that a try. It's nice and hot. Yeah, you know what? That's pretty bland. It's a weird consistency though. It's not like you're having soup by any means. It definitely is the consistency of, say, chocolate mousse. It's nice and sort of soft. It has a chicken flavour in it. It has probably more a curry flavour than a chicken. It's nice, just a bit odd. Now, the only thing I can think of is maybe I needed more water. But anyway, this is the way we've done it. It's just a bit bizarre. Now, there's no real chunks to the chicken. There are some small flecks of meat in there, but yeah, nothing really huge. Yeah, I don't mind the flavour. It is fairly mild in both chicken and curry, but yeah, just a bit odd in its consistency, but yeah, quite like it. All right, next up we might have a crack at our beans and sausage stew, our cassoulet. It's a nice looking sauce here. Heaps of these white beans. Just try the beans first, just on their own. Yeah, that looks yummy. Yeah, that's nice. It is sort of reminiscent of a sort of baked beans sauce, but it's just a little bit more creamy. It definitely has a bit of a smoky flavour coming through as well. Yeah, the beans themselves, they don't have much in the way of consistency. They pretty much just break apart. But yeah, that sauce is, yeah, it's really nice. Now, of course, we actually get 4 little sausages with those. There's half of one. So I guess they're chicken meat. Mechanically separated chicken meat, to be precise. Yeah, they're nice. Nice sausage consistency. They do have a little bit of smoky flavour as well. Yeah, they're nice. Now we'll just try some beans together with some sausage. Yeah, those beans and that sort of smoky sauce and a little bit of smoky flavour that you get from the sausage. Yeah, that's beautiful. Now you also get this. I'll try and get one out without breaking it apart. There you go there. Now it does list in the ingredients pork belly. We'll try that. Yep, that's exactly what it is. You can sort of see on this one here, you got the layers of the meat there and the fat, the pork fat. Yeah, it's almost like bacon flavour, a little bit mild, nice and chewy. That's good. Now, you can also see what looks like the end, the skin off that pork belly. There's the other square of the skin. Yep, that's exactly what it was. Skin of the pork belly, a little bit chewy. A little bit of bacon flavour, of course. Now, there's no real heat to this either, so we do have some chili powder. We'll try a little bit of that. It is a nice flavour. I don't think the chili's really going to help it, but you know what, we have it, so we may as well give it a try. Ooh. There we go. Try that with a chili powder. Yeah, that's a real sort of smoky chili powder as well. So I guess all 3 of those go together. Don't really add a lot of heat. Just a lot of flavour. All right, we'll just wash that down with a spoonful of soup. Next up, let's try our Proto Plus, which is a protein and fruit mix. Oh, look, to be honest, I thought it'd be more like applesauce or something like that. Definitely looking like fruit. This looks more like a runny chocolate mousse. All right, we'll give that a bit of a stir. You can see it's fairly thick. Now, of course, you wouldn't put it in a cup. You would just suck it out of that tube, walking along. I have no idea what this is going to taste like. Alrighty. Oh boy, that is not nice at all. It sort of has hints of apple flavour. It's sort of really sort of gritty as well, but it's such a dark flavour. It's almost like it's burnt or oxidised or something like that. I don't know whether that's the protein in it, but yeah, that is not pleasant at all. Oh boy, you know what? I almost think this may be one of the worst components I've ever had in a ration. The flavor of it's almost like off wine or something like that, like it's fermented a little bit, but it's the consistency. It's just sort of runny with grits in it. Ugh. And then that brings us to our ginger cake. Oh, this is going to be the highlight for sure. Look at that. It is so moist. Look how dense that is. Looking forward to this. Amazing. You know what? That is definitely the highlight of this ration for sure. It's almost like a dense, soft gingerbread man or something like that. It's not a great, overpowering ginger flavor, but it's there. Yeah, that's lovely. That is truly divine. I reckon that is got to be one of the best cakes in any ration. Have a look how soft that is. It is sticky. Beautiful flavor. You know, if anything, I would prefer it had more of a ginger flavor. It's almost like it's a gingerbread. Bread, you know, being like a slice of bread. Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, look, I think I'm going to eat this whole thing. It is a winner for sure. All right, I'm just going to finish off with this last sausage. All right, well, that is dinner. That main, the beans and sausage stew, the cassoulet, that was beautiful. The little sausages, they were lovely. Nice smoky flavour throughout the whole dish. Yeah, that was great. This chicken and curry soup, look at that. It's a bit bizarre. Doesn't even pour out. It's thick. Turn it upside down. Yeah, look, that was okay. This shit, honestly, was revolting. The protein powder must be the gritty part of it. Taste of off wine or something. Ugh, that's gross. That cake, that ginger cake, was truly amazing. One of the best things I've ever had in a ration. If you ever get yourself a Jomipsa ration, hopefully you get a cake like that. That was the best. Alright guys, well that's about it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you know what this ration was used for, is it the UN or is it the French Special Forces? Whack it in the comments. Otherwise, jump in the comments and say hello. I love hearing from all you guys. Alright guys, catch ya. Cheers.